Where the fuck is my mouse?
What are you showing us? What the fuck?
Yeah. Lower.
I hope Josh was recording already. That could have been something crazy.
I was too.
Where is my mouse at?
Oh my god.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Where's my super suit?
Dead ass, where is my super suit?
He's gonna start opening drawers.
The mouse was here when I went to bed last night. The pressure to start this is crazy. Welcome to today's episode of Beware of Dogs. This is your host, Double Dose. I'm joined today by Shuba. Play yourself.
Oh.
Squiddy Daddy.
What's up?
And Big Brana. Today we're going to be reading some Reddit stories and reacting to them. But before we get into that, I do want to quick touch on, did you guys see today that we, and by we I mean the Detroit Lions, lost motherfucking David Montgomery with an MCL sprain for the entire fucking year?
Right when I buy his jersey too.
Trash it.
Am I the bad luck?
Had you not seen that already, Josh?
No. This is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
awful.
that
The
earlier from,
the expectation was so high, and it just every week it's just down.
Going down.
I saw
Like I
that.
said, it's weird.
I got an Adam Schefter notification while I was at work today. I ruined my fucking day.
That's
so
the worst
sad.
thing at work too.
The only benefit, and I do not mean to make light of the injury, because I am devastated for the Lions and for Montgomery, because I love Montgomery. However, I do have Jahmyr Gibbs in this playoff push, and we're about to get double the touches now.
Double the dose.
Double the
We're about to double the dose.
I just beat Lex and had Montgomery.
Yeah,
Did
that was
you?
your last time using them this year.
Damn.
Yeah, I need to find someone to trade.
So yeah, exactly. You beat her and got over the hump, and now you've got to find a new player to play.
That sucks.
Yeah, tough situation. I know that last check, I think the Lions had 18 players on IR, and now they've added, I think Carlton Davis is out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
There was another defensive player out for the season, and now Montgomery's out for the season.
It's,
That's
what's
like-
his last name? Pascal? It's not Pascal. He's got a weird last name.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the other guy's last name was.
He was a key player.
We keep trying to win, and we keep losing players. This shit feels cursed.
Lions curse, what they say.
But now that I got that off my chest, let's get into these stories. Am I the asshole for being furious that my wife went to a strip club? I'm absolutely fuming at this moment, so I'm sorry if this is jarring. I, 35 male, have been married to my wife, 35 female, for 8 years at this point, and would have liked to believe that we had a solid marriage so far. My wife has a group of friends she frequently hangs out with, who I know and am on friendly terms with. They decided to go on an out-of-city trip, and she asked me if it was fine. Naturally, I told her that I didn't mind at all, and looked after our daughter, 5 female, during the 3-day trip, from Friday to Sunday night. We've both had trips without the other, and there's been no history of cheating or any strange behavior. Imagine my surprise on Monday afternoon when I see her friend update her status with pictures of them at the strip club. I confronted her and asked her what the hell she was thinking going to one. She defended herself by saying that nothing happened at all, but that doesn't inspire me with confidence. How can she just decide that going to a strip club without telling me is fine and dandy? Things have been tense ever since, and I've stayed in the spare bedroom. Now I'm here questioning whether or not this was the first time this has happened, or if there's been more secret trips to the strip clubs or shows. Edit. No, I haven't been to any strip clubs. It was 100% a male strip club, and apparently it's controlling to ask why your wife went to a strip club.
He's so
What you guys
jealous that he didn't get invited to the strip club. It's so
Yeah.
To the male strip club.
obvious. My first thought was, before we found out that it was a guy strip club, was like these pictures that he got sent. Was it with like them posted up with some ass cheeks, or like a big old thong just sticking there? Like, what were these pictures?
He didn't get sent them. He saw them on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Which I will say then, to the point that he was talking about, like, what did he say? Have there been any more secret trips to strip clubs or shows? I think the fact that it was on Facebook probably means it wasn't a secret.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a very insecure person.
I think it was just a girls' trip, and they just wanted to have fun, and that was just it. I don't think like anything bad happened. I mean,
So Meg eggs me on to go to one. So it's like,
Why?
because I'm not that type of person. It's getting me out of my shell. I'm not that type of guy. I won't go to one.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you're that bent out of shape about someone going to a strip club, you probably should have some prerequisites going into it. You know, if you never had that conversation, how is she supposed to know? That's a little crazy.
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I definitely think that like it's one of those situations where the expectations you have for your partner is not there's not really like a right or a wrong one. Like that wouldn't bother me at all. To like go to one, and I don't think that Lex would care if I went to a strip club. But I know that some people would care about that. But it's something you've probably got to like you said, communicate beforehand. So if that's not something you're cool with, probably let that be known both ways. Or it sounds like maybe they hadn't had a conversation about it.
That's what I was saying. I wonder if they had that conversation or not.
They definitely
It
did.
doesn't indicate that they
Yeah.
have, based on what
Yes.
he said.
it sounded like it was like on pretty drunk, and they were just.
But it's weird. It's weird
Yeah.
that he's worried that she's gone to some behind his back or behind his back. That's like, come on.
And he's already sleeping in the spare bedroom after
Yeah.
one strip
Yeah.
club. Come
Bro
on.
took that as a serious violation. Dusty, what did you say a second ago? Your mic cut out.
What'd you say?
What did you just say? Your mic had cut out when you just talked.
Oh, I was. What did I just say?
I have no idea.
Don't
All
matter.
right.
Don't matter apparently.
Big Bronner, thoughts?
I don't know. I think homie just needs to go back to bed with his wife and just call it a day. And next time, just actually talk. Just for 5 minutes. All it is just a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah. I don't see where this
And-
has to be like a. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. And like you said, where they were probably just drunk, they're just going downtown, right? They're like, oh my god, let's go to a strip club. Okay, that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened. I guarantee you.
Yeah,
That
I agree.
happened. It's a girls' night. They just out and about doing shit.
I don't think that it has to be like a serious issue at all. I feel like it could be something where it's like, all right, now that this has happened, we have this conversation. That's not something I'm comfortable with in the future. Please don't do that. And then you just move on. Like
I think
not,
it's the most unserious situation to begin with. It's
Right.
just like
Did you-
not that serious at all.
Did you say that did she bring it up after it happened, or did she text him like it was happening?
I don't think that she thought it was a big deal because they didn't talk about it. He was just on
Yeah.
Monday. He was
Right.
on Facebook looking at his feed, and there's his wife at a strip club.
Were they
But
texting though probably that night?
I don't know. Maybe not. He was watching the baby, and she was out with her friends.
These pictures had to be blatantly at a strip club too, though. Unless
Well,
they
that's what I'm
tagged
saying
the
is, like,
strip club.
I don't think that it'd be one thing if it was like she knew he had a problem with it, and like someone slipped up and mentioned it, and he was like, "Oh, like I caught you," you know what I mean, type thing.
Right.
But
Right.
he literally was just scrolling on Facebook and saw it. Like, I don't think that if she had thought it was a problem, that she would have let her friends post that.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
eight,
That's true.
8 years having a baby like together, like you're willing to sleep on the spare bed. So that
Right? They got a
bad.
kid together, and you mad over
8
her going to a
years.
strip
Come
club?
on. Come on.
Except I think he's jealous because he didn't get an invitation.
Exactly.
That's what
Fun happened
Well-
and he wasn't there. I'm sleeping
Yeah,
on the spare
exactly.
bed.
I wanted to see some dongs. What the fuck?
Would all of you guys be cool, like with your significant other going to a strip club?
Yeah, I
Without
wouldn't
Yeah,
care.
for sure.
I wouldn't care.
Without me, especially if it's a male strip club. I'm sorry, I'm not into that. I'm not.
No, if I see,
So please don't invite me.
yeah, now if I see like my wife or like significant other withdrawal a bunch of money and then went to the strip club, I would have a problem because that means she got a show. But you know, other than that, I'm fine. It's cool.
See, I want an invitation.
Yeah, exactly. Invite.
What'd you say?
please.
Oh, you said invitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, would Karis be cool with you going to strip club?
I mean, no, but we've had a conversation about that, right? We communicated. So,
Okay.
it's
You
different.
did it the right way.
Exactly.
like-
Exactly.
So what if you were on a boys trip and it was like 5-6 of us and we were all like, left the bar and everyone wanted to go to the strip club? Josh, what would you do? Would you just go back to the hotel?
I mean, yeah, probably.
You can wait
Like, all right,
outside.
I'll be DD. Let me know when you
I
need
would-
me.
I'll warm
I
up the car for you
I would
guys.
go with
Right,
I would
right.
go with Josh. I just don't want to. I don't see the temptation in going to me. I guess not. It
It
doesn't sound fun.
it does seem like as a consistent thing, just a waste of money. Like the
Yeah.
people there are not in love with you. However, I could see it being fun for like a once in a very blue moon like experience type
Right.
thing. You know what I mean, just go have fun.
Celebration kind of style.
Yeah.
Someone's
Yeah.
birthday, bachelor party, whatever.
I've
Sounds
only ever
good.
been once, right when I turned 18, though.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I've
was
never
there.
been to
I think you were there, Josh. Yeah.
We went to an empty strip club on a Wednesday like morning or something.
saw the D list.
Yeah. Chris got up on stage.
That's crazy.
Okay. Let me read some comments from this.
Oh God.
Well, first of
Reddit
all,
comments. These are good.
there was no consensus on if he was the asshole or not.
Really?
It was mixed reactions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
there was a
couple of
comment.
both.
You're not the asshole, but wait, YNA but YTA. Does anyone know what that means?
I have no clue.
I'm not cool enough to know.
Yeah, we're not.
Why?
YNAA.
YNA but YTA. If you see this and you know what that means, please leave a comment and tell us what that means.
Old ass people.
Actually, Shuba, can you look that up,
Gotcha.
please? YNA but YTA.
I'm guessing it means you're not the asshole, but you're also the asshole.
Okay,
See?
it could be.
Probably.
Mixed emotions.
That was
It
smart.
could be. But it says YNA but YTA. Can see why you're upset, but big deal. She goes to the strip club with friends to let off some steam. If you trust, oh, did you get it?
She's right. You're the asshole, but you're not the asshole.
Okay. Yep. Can see why you're upset, but big deal. She goes to the strip club with some friends to let off some steam. If you trust her that there is nothing to worry about, they are just having a good time together. Maybe she will bring that excitement back to you, and you can be her magic Mike.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, hold on. Let off some steam was not a good choice of words.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, let
not
off
a good
something.
choice of words. Not at all.
Financial steam. Financial steam if she's making
Right.
money.
Anyways.
Original poster said, I did trust her, and then this happened. I'd prefer being the one to excite her too. So, like you guys said, sounds like a little bit of some insecurity.
You still
Yeah.
can. But now you're the guest measure, so you really can't.
Exactly.
Someone commented and said, original poster should not have to make it clear that strip clubs are off limits because he and his wife are married now. He responded and said, thank you. This is exactly how I feel. I shouldn't have to make it clear that a strip club is off limits. I can't imagine any of my friends doing this to their wives and not being roasted for being a dunce. I mean,
for sure.
it is, well, two things. First of all, I feel like there's no way
Huh?
to have boundaries unless you set them. Like, you just got to communicate through everything. A lot of
Sounds
things that
like
people think,
equals.
well, everybody thinks that, like, you're on the same page until you're not on the same page, and then it comes out and you got to have that talk. The one thing that I do agree with, though, from the OP was that I do think that there is a little bit of a double standard with that. I think that most guys would probably get in more trouble from their wives for doing this, whereas girls, it would seem like it's just some innocent fun.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I was gonna say, like, I definitely think
No,
that's
agree.
viewed differently.
I
Yep.
It's
agree.
the main root of the guy. It's just how guys are.
Right.
Yeah.
Two different expectations, right? Guys tend to be more
Yeah.
okay with it. Girls have some feelings about it.
Yeah.
They'd be okay with it till you do it, and then it's that's not right.
Okay, guys, we do have an update. I spoke with her last night once I cooled off enough and asked her for details. In short, the idea of going to one was spontaneous and suggested by the friend who posted the picture. It wasn't a male strip club, but it is one with both men and women too. I've never heard of that before.
That's crazy.
A hybrid
Hey,
strip club is perfectly
Hey,
fine.
a little bit of something for everybody.
Definitely not the asshole. He's not the asshole.
I
Good
still
for her.
called her out on just going along with this and not thinking that I might have a problem with it. She insists it was only harmless fun, but that does nothing to help the situation. Just because I don't say strip clubs are a no doesn't mean they're okay. I'm astonished by her lack of common sense. At this point, I only give a damn about our daughter and nothing else because I am now free to do whatever the hell I want as long as it's harmless. This dude is tripping.
Whoa.
He about to throw
Yeah,
his
he's
whole
wild.
marriage
God
away
damn.
because his wife went to a
Crazy.
strip club.
Yeah, he's
It's
in his
such a minor
feelings.
situation blown up
this-
into a big situation for no
This
reason.
is crazy. I've never seen someone make such a big issue out of literally nothing.
He's like, yeah, I can do whatever I want. So now I'm gonna go to the GTA strip club and see how she likes it.
That's crazy though. He said I can do whatever the hell I want as long as it's harmless. Like, bro, you are trying to blow your shit up.
Sounds dumb.
Now our families know about this, but I couldn't care less about how I'm supposedly making this a bigger deal than it is. I know for a fact they wouldn't take this shit from their spouses. I'm close to just muting them for a while for trying to rug sweep this shit before I can say things no one wants to hear. I think I'll go to a strip club in our city and spend a nice few hours there this weekend since it's so fun and acceptable. I really don't care if anyone calls me an asshole anymore, so have at it.
All right. Well, don't
Right,
post
you're
up
the
on
asshole.
Reddit if you don't want to be called the asshole. Right.
Yeah,
Let's just go next story. Just
Done with this
Oh.
guy.
what is
Hold,
wrong
hold
with
on.
this?
We gotta see how this plays out. There is
Okay.
another update.
the fact that he's just willing just to throw everything away over such a minor situation is just mind-boggling to me. And the fact that he has like a daughter too, and he's just like, yeah, it just matters. Me and my daughter is the only thing that matters. So like, fuck everybody else. And now he's talking about going to a strip club. Like, two wrongs don't make it right.
I definitely see where bro was like initially could be in his feelings about this, and like, all right, your feelings are justified. The fact that we were watching this man crash out in real time is
Yes.
crazy.
What
God.
did you say? He said going to a strip club was okay, but
Yeah.
it's not. She should have known better. It's like that. What?
He's just going to
Yeah.
a strip club to be petty now. Like,
Yep.
He's not even gonna go there for enjoyment. He's just gonna sit there like cross-armed, mad as fucking his wife.
yeah,
Like, yeah, bitch, twerk that ass. Twerk
not
that
even
ass.
having fun. The saddest guy in the room.
Just super aggressive. She's like, actually, I don't want to anymore. You can keep your crusty dollar. Thank you.
That's crazy. I feel like he went from like being not necessarily the asshole, but being a little bit over dramatic to just full on like absolute
He's
asshole.
crashing out big time.
There's an update too, and this was I think 3 days later. November 29th was the update, and now this is December 2nd.
December
Yeah, 3
2nd.
days
I went
later.
to 4 strip clubs. Fuck that bitch.
This is the final update. Did what I said I would do and went off to the strip club on Saturday night. Hold on a second. So it's been like what, like 4 or 5 days, and he's still this mad and petty.
Just pressed about it.
Low key, I feel like if they wind up getting a divorce, I feel like she dodged a bullet on this one. This
It
is
sounded like he put a pen in his calendar. He's like, yep, that's the day I'm going to the strip club. Fuck this bitch.
usually if you get like irrationally angry, you like kind of chill out afterwards. He's like still this worked up about it and making worse decisions as the days go on.
You think he keeps goes like scrolling back to those pictures at the strip club and just getting even more angry?
Absolutely.
That's probably actually.
Every day he wakes up and he's like, I gotta look at the picture. Yep, still mad.
He's writing in his dream journal about having
Yeah.
nightmares about strip clubs.
Right.
He's got it posted on his like desk at work. He's just every day just like fuck this.
That's a reminder.
Okay, so he went to the strip club. I decided to go with one of my few single buddies just for shits and giggles. And
Oh no.
ended up having a threesome with a stripper by the end of the night. Nah, I'm just bullshitting you guys.
I was like,
Oh my
whoa.
gosh.
No, that's what he said.
Ugh.
Yeah. So, he said, nah, I'm bullshitting you guys, but you'd like the drama, I'm sure. In reality, I just vented to my friends and stuffed my face at a steakhouse. They agreed that I was completely right to feel angry at her. They have no doubt that their wives would be exactly the same as me if they tried this. I'm still not letting this go, no matter how much anyone tells me otherwise. I'm not interested in shitty excuses or rubbish explanations to this kind of behavior. Once again, just because we did not discuss something doesn't mean that I would be okay with it. By that logic, I could go sleep with another woman because we never discussed if that was okay or not. This man is the king of false equivalencies. She's refused to see my point or discuss this further, so I gave up on her and told her I was done. I'm going to file for divorce, even if I'll only see my daughter half the time.
That is
Now,
insane.
now I'm finally being taken
Wow.
seriously by her and my family, but it's way too late for that now.
Like, it'd be
Obviously,
taken
won't
like
be
a
any
joke.
further updates, but thanks for giving me your opinions, even if I don't agree with them. That's crazy.
It's gonna be
called
taken
it.
like a joke. That is nuts.
That's your typical Reddit poster right there.
Yeah.
That is
That's so
definition
funny.
Reddit poster.
Spence, you called it. She's getting
Shit.
divorced and she's winning.
Dude,
He's probably gonna go
that's
back there.
nuts.
When people have like divorce parties, she's gonna go back to that strip club for that divorce party and get like a couple dances.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now.
Hell yeah.
She's gonna add her own update. I went back.
The irony that now she's a single mother and now she becomes a stripper.
Yeah. Now she's the stripper.
At the same strip club.
That's
That's-
seriously so crazy. This dude just torpedoed his entire life because I now understand where maybe like he's feeling upset because he's upset and everyone's telling him it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But this still seems like one of the largest overreactions I've ever heard of.
It also sounds like the poor kid in the middle of all of this as well. Like that must suck for that kid too.
Can you
Like
imagine?
mommy and
telling your
daddy are
kid-
fighting over like going to the strip club. Like, can you imagine them like telling their friends that? Like, that's horrible.
Well, why did you and Brian break up? I went to the strip club and he just crashed out.
Right.
Right.
Then
Can
he
you
went to a
imagine, like-
steakhouse and all the waitresses agreed with him. And
Right.
that's
Can you
it.
imagine like you can imagine like your kid when she gets old enough, she's gonna like, so why did you guys split up? Well, your mom went to a strip club. Okay, so then what happened? That's it. She went to a strip club.
I'm like, what? He's gonna grow up like having fears of going to the strip club. She's like, I
What
can't.
happens at strip clubs? I don't know. Something terrible, apparently.
Oh, it's real terrible.
They've been
You
married
lose all your
for-
money and you get a divorce. I don't know.
They're married for 8 years and that never came up.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to have a
Yeah.
They were
conversation.
together for 8 years. Like,
I mean,
Even
shit.
that-
You hear about right or wrong. You hear about people that like will like get over like actual cheating because they have a kid together and like build past that. Like it's a right
Yeah.
or wrong. That's crazy. This dude's like, nah, fuck everything. He's like, that's unforgivable.
He's
She
so
went and saw some
insecure.
fucking dicks.
Yeah, he's so insecure and it's showing
I
so
wonder-
bad.
I wonder how he'd feel about her watching porn.
Probably hates
Oh,
it.
Like,
dude,
what
hate
is
it.
Up
like
off
what? I
the
But
wonder
that's-
what like his line is.
But that's all he's watching now because he's not getting any of her. So it don't matter.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Just threw his whole life away over maybe a little bit of a show. That's it.
Yeah.
8 years is such a long time, and you have a 5-year-old daughter.
Dude.
Wait a second. Yeah,
many-
I forgot about the 8 years.
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
years thrown away over a strip club?
that never came up in the conversation.
That is crazy.
Their daughter was 5. That's nuts. This would all be so much more understandable, like I said, if he like caught her in a lie or something. This was
Yeah.
on Facebook. She didn't even think this was a problem.
Right.
That's nuts.
Stupid.
See, that daughter's gonna remember all of this too.
Yeah.
We're just trauma building, you know? It's making her
Yeah.
a stronger person in the future.
She's gonna grow up and be a stripper. That's what's
Exactly.
gonna happen.
Exactly.
You know,
Make
it's
a
gonna go
bunch
full
of money.
circle.
To help-
You know what's
to help
fucked up?
us
I had the
in an
same
issue if we
thought.
fix it
Yeah.
early.
Full circle.
Yeah.
It'd be funny
Good
too.
lord.
That's true.
Mental health is an
Um,
issue for her.
Wow. I was looking to see if there's any other like
Good comments.
important comments. Nothing,
How many-
nothing
how
super
many-
worth reading.
How many upvotes does it have? Or up to
It's-
downvotes?
It's not the original post.
Oh,
So
okay.
this was posted originally on Am I the Asshole, and it was reposted onto Best of Redditor updates, which is what I
Gotcha.
got.
Hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's pretty
Uh,
unified that he's the asshole, right?
This,
Yeah.
yes,
For sure.
Well,
What-
I think as it's gone on, initially everyone was kind of uncertain, and then yeah,
Right.
Reddit people read the comments. They go.
You know, you know what's kind of sad? This original post was November 28th. of this year. So
this
Oh
year.
wow!
today's we're filming on December 16th. So
So
and
they
then
haven't
he
even
said he
gotten
was
their divorce filed yet.
well. He said he was filing for divorce on what he on that update was December 3rd.
Four?
So this is
Yeah.
they were about to get divorced right before Christmas. That's so sad.
Oh
Damn.
no.
And they're gonna
That's
ruin
That's-
this little girl's Christmas.
Hey, now she gets to have
Right.
2 Christmases.
He's the Grinch,
Perfect.
honestly. That's what he sounds like. He's the Grinch.
That's crazy. And he doesn't seem like the kind of person that's gonna like pull this shit together to like give his daughter a good Christmas. It sounds like
No.
this is
No,
probably about to be a shitty
he's
few
giving
weeks.
up. He's just giving up.
And what's crazy too is he said that he talked to his friends and they all said that they would like understood why he was upset. I wonder if any of them supported the idea of getting divorced over this.
I think
Definitely not.
there's a difference between like supporting your friend for being upset, but you're still kind of in the wrong for also like being over dramatic about it. That's what you are. There's a difference
Yes.
between those two.
If
Oh, yeah.
if he had any real friends, they would tell him like, "Dude, I understand you're upset. You are
Yeah.
crashing the fuck out.
Yeah,
Get
what
your
are you
shit
doing?
together."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Next story. I have not read this at all. Some of these I've kind of skimmed when I was
Okay.
putting them together. I haven't read this at all, but I picked it solely because of the title.
Nice.
Am I the asshole for not eating a Thanksgiving dish I suspect it was made last year?
Oh no.
Like
Talk
the
about-
fish was frozen for a whole year.
Yeah, Grandma put the turkey in the in the freezer. Pull it
That-
out next time.
Wild.
That sounds like
Apparently,
some
the
shit.
end of November is a big time for fucking fights. This also was originally posted November 29th. So not too long ago.
Damn.
Holiday season, it does it to
Long-time
people.
Yeah.
That's true. That is actually very true. I bet we're gonna get some, unfortunately, very juicy ones coming up. Long-time lurker, first-time poster, but I'm so baffled at the situation. I need a non-biased perspective. My husband and I, 30-ish, have a quite large family. His parents, his 2 siblings, plus spouses and kids. My divorced parents and their new spouses, plus my siblings and their spouses and kids. Okay. Altogether, we are well over 20 people, so family gatherings can be overwhelming for the person posting. And yes, my divorced parents and their new spouses get along fine, and there's no drama. Last night, we celebrated Thanksgiving as a family tradition. Everyone brings a dish. Usually, we communicate with each other, so that way everyone is making different types of food. My sister-in-law, wife of brother, said she was going to bring her mom's famous sweet potato casserole. I thought it was very nice of her since her mom passed away this year, and she was honoring her memory by making her recipe. However, once I saw her dish, I truly think she brought last year's leftovers. Instead of a big pan, she brought several small and medium containers of sweet potato casserole. Although it did not smell weird, it was very dry and just didn't look like a regular one. I didn't try it and discreetly told my husband my concerns, who also did not try it. Once Thanksgiving was over, my mother called me saying that my sister-in-law was upset because she noticed I didn't try her dish. I told my mother about my fears, and she said that I'm just too picky with food, and there's no way a frozen casserole could last a year without having mold. I pointed that the several containers could mean that she cut the good parts and left the moldy ones. After an awkward silence, we decided to agree to disagree and hang up. I feel bad for my sister-in-law, but I truly cannot bring myself to eat something I am not 100% sure is safe. So, am I the asshole?
If someone is like picky about what you're eating at Thanksgiving, we gotta have a talk. Come on. Just because you bring like the cranberry sauce isn't mean I'm gonna have it.
Yeah. How are you about to judge somebody for just not wanting to consume something?
There's 30
That's
people there.
crazy.
I was kind of unsure how I felt about that once I finished it, but Josh, you have a very good point. It's one thing if it was like, she brought the thing and no one ate it, and she brought like I brought my mom's dish and it's still 100% full. But you're saying that you spotted out of 20 people that I didn't try it?
Right, yeah, specifically.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And she sent in like mean letters to like the whole family who didn't try it. She's just been eyeballing it the whole time. You're not invited to Christmas. Fuck you. You
Here,
didn't.
Carly, you are a fucking stank, picky bitch. You did not try my mom's fucking famous dish, and I hate you.
I hate you. P.S. Fuck you.
That also seems like a wild thing to start a family beef over. Like, you're
Yeah.
telling me that they've got divorced parents and their new spouses all under the same roof hanging out and shit's cool, but we beefing over the fact that 1 in 20 didn't try your fucking dish?
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's crazy. That's
Somebody who's a
crazy.
eater, when I go to Thanksgiving, my plate only has like 3 different things on it.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Our family Thanksgiving's pretty big. We have like what, 30, 40 people there?
At least.
Everybody like brings a dish.
It's insane.
I don't like some of the cooking that like our family does, so I just don't eat. I'll go to McDonald's after they get together. I don't care.
Oh
It's
my god.
that's how bad it is.
But
Yeah, and I still think it's that big of a deal. If I don't like their cooking, I don't like their cooking.
How
I'm
do you
not gonna
fit that many
consume-
people in a room?
We don't.
You don't.
You know. You know.
The kids' table is outside.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Second
Yeah.
cousins eating in the car.
You got people calling in from Microsoft Teams, eating at home.
That's crazy.
Truthfully, as you said, like when I went to Thanksgiving, on my way back home, I left a little early and everything, and I got food.
Yeah. It's
That's just how it is sometimes.
I don't think like if you bring a dish that people are obligated to eat it. I don't think that's a thing. Like just because you brought it doesn't matter what it is. It could be the best tasting thing in the world. If somebody doesn't want to eat it, they don't want to eat it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I'm not gonna get forced to eat anything.
But imagine
Like I
if this
said-
wasn't like frozen, brought in from next year, whatever. Imagine if this was just a really bad cook, didn't have a dish, scooped it all in these plastic trays, made it
Yeah.
like last or yesterday or whatever, then reheated it in their microwave the day of. So she's just mad about people not eating her terrible cooking.
Well, even if you're a good cook, I think there's something to be said about the point of just that doesn't look like something that I'd like.
The way that
Fair.
she described
like,
it,
I don't want it. Like, you're not my fucking parents. I'm not a kid. I can choose what I want to eat and don't eat.
yeah.
And I don't want to try that. Thank you.
The way that they described it, it sounded like it was the most grotesque looking thing possible. So I'm wondering if like everybody else who got a plate, like behind her back, kind of like dumped it in the trash or something without her looking and didn't even eat it.
Say, because it was her late mother's recipe, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why people were eating it, because they felt bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just
Well, that's
wanted
the
to
other thing. Well, that's the other thing too. Is like, all right, so now we can get into the whole like, what's better to do? Not eat it or put it on your plate and then do the old ceremonial plate
And
upside
throw it
down in the
away.
trash can.
Scoop and dump.
I'm against that because it's a bit wasteful to like just dump it. But like if you don't like it, don't eat it. Then like the person who brought it can make it. But I guess like what I just thought about is just like what grandma's recipe or mother's. What if the mom made it before she passed and she's just been holding on to it for this one dinner
And then I can see where she'd be upset. Like,
for years?
imagine having the sentimental food and then bringing it to share, and everyone's like, "Yeah, fuck your mom's cooking." It's terrible. Ungrateful bastards.
Yeah, but back onto like the wasteful thing, I wouldn't want to do that. Definitely just don't eat it, and then whoever brought it can just eat it.
See,
Bring it back home.
what you could do too is, since it's Thanksgiving, there's so much other food, you just take a bite and say, "Oh, I just want to try it." You take a bite and go, "Oh, it's really good. I'm just so full and I don't think I have enough room for
That's
it
fair.
anymore."
There's also there's other.
There's ways
nice
around it
ways.
too. You just
I just don't grab it, and I
And
just
that's-
tell them like, I don't like this. I'm not gonna try it.
Fuck you and your.
I think that if you want to be like go out of your way to be super respectful, you got a good point. At the same time, there's something to be said too about no thank you.
Like I don't eat
Exactly.
sweet potatoes. So it's like if I see sweet potatoes, I'm gonna make sure everybody knows. Like, yo, I don't like this.
You don't
So
like
yeah,
sweet
no.
potatoes?
No,
I don't like them either.
Yes, so you don't. I fucking love
it's
them.
a
They're great.
texture. It's a texture thing. I don't like the
They are
texture.
very mushy, so I get it.
Not like
My
mashed
non-
potatoes.
It's weird.
my non-melanated.
The
It's
texture is like a bit
completely
different.
different.
I like
Completely
both, but I understand where they're going with the. It's a bit
different. It's
different.
like eating quicksand, which is mashed potatoes, or
Mud.
Yeah.
mud. Good.
Yeah.
How
Mud.
dare you guys
Sweet
sit
potatoes.
here and disrespect sweet potatoes? That's
It's not
crazy.
disrespectful.
I like sweet potatoes. That's not
fine.
what I'm saying.
It's
I
your opinion,
understand I understand where they're going with it.
I fuck with sweet potatoes more than I fuck with regular potatoes.
I
Right,
wish
me
I
too.
wish mashed potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, sweet potato souffle, sweet potato casserole,
Mhm.
sweet potato fries.
I guess that's
Motherfucking
fair.
a microwave sweet potato with butter shits on a fucking baked potato.
Mhm.
You're right. You're right.
Sweet potato
Okay.
tots.
I
Ooh,
agree. Oh,
Ooh,
we love a
damn.
sweet potato tot.
You
this is
can
some
eat
real.
a sweet
Hey,
potato by itself. You can't eat like a potato by itself. You have to put
this is
sour cream, butter, everything on it.
yes. This is some real big bag shit. Next time you get some sweet potato fries, get some caramel sauce, dip that shit.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Fire.
No, I
Big bag,
think
hold on.
this family needed a taste tester. Someone to just try it. Let everybody else know if it's poisoned or not.
Hey, grandma is about 93. She's lived long enough. She'll ask in the kitchen and try this.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy. I
Sacrificial
think
lamb.
Relax.
I think the entitlement that she thinks she has for just bringing a dish is kind of just not needed. I think that's the biggest problem here.
What I think is kind of nuts too is like it's one thing just to clock it and be like, all right, I saw that bitch didn't try my shit.
Mhm.
But to then have made a big enough deal about it, and this is the sister-in-law. The original poster's mom called like, "Hey, your sister-in-law wants your head, bitch." Like, that's crazy.
The question to me, like, hold on, does she have 3 dishes of it? Like 3 9 by 13 dishes? Because how does she have single dishes for 20 people? That's 20 dishes.
I mean, she brought her like Tupperware. It sounds like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It sounded like it could have just been from another Thanksgiving that she had like the day prior, because people have multiple
Nope, I'm
Thanksgivings.
I'm not.
So she probably just brought leftovers from the last time she had a Thanksgiving dinner, and that's why it looked like that.
Never.
No.
Don't touch
See,
that.
that's the
Don't
bad
touch that.
thing.
Yeah,
Don't bring leftovers.
yeah,
Right, and it's dry as shit because you're reheating it. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it happens.
sense.
And that's probably what happened.
least
One
don't make
commenter
it.
said, "I would not have eaten it either. Not a chance. It's odd that something wouldn't come in one dish." The original poster said, "This is one of the things that made me uneasy. It was not that she had to make the dish. It was not that she had to make the dish unexpectedly. So why the several containers?" Let's see what else. Commenter said, "This is where I feel like OP is not the asshole for not trying the dish. Eat what you like, but there absolutely are an asshole for concocting the story about it being last year's food that she cut mold out of and put in smaller
Yes.
dishes and spread this nonsense
Yeah.
to other family members.
That's what I'm saying.
Poisoning the well bullshit." I'm assuming OP doesn't think very highly of sister-in-law at all. Original poster said, "Thank you for your input. I only said it to my husband and it was very discreet about it. I mentioned it to my mom after the party and only because she called me about it. I love my sister-in-law and didn't want to put her on the spot. I actually feel bad that she may be upset." Commenter, can I ask a potentially misguided question? Why would it have been a big deal if the answer was I reheated last year's food? In that case, it would have only been in the freezer for a year, and it would have been an opportunity for her to share a memory of her late mother cooking it last year. OP, personally, I would not eat a casserole that was frozen for a year, which is my suspicion and why I just skipped it. I felt if I had asked in the middle of the party and got that response, some other family members would have also skipped her dish, which would have made her feel bad. So let me ask you guys this, because I don't know a ton about cooking. I'm under the assumption that eating some food from a year ago in the freezer is probably not a good thing.
That's
Do you
bad.
guys-
No.
It's
I won't
Okay.
even. I won't eat anything over like a few months that's been in the fridge, unless it's like
Leftovers.
like a popsicle. Yeah, like it's a popsicle or
Yeah,
something. That's
leftovers.
the only
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
You can put some meat in your freezer for a few years.
I wouldn't
Specify in the
eat it.
freezer.
You're taking away all the like the flavor from the meat if you do that, but that's a whole other story. But I just wouldn't.
It's one thing if
would-
you
Yeah,
like
not
immediately
leftovers.
freeze a dish. It's another thing if you cook a dish, you prepare it for a day, it's out, at Thanksgiving table like all day.
Mhm.
Bacteria's growing in it, and then after that whole day, you stick it back in the fridge to reheat it the next year. You're
Yeah.
freezing that bacteria in the dish, you know,
I mean,
just to
you
nuke
Is
it in a
there
year.
is there an
Yeah.
update? Because I guarantee if there's an update, they're all sick. The whole family's sick besides her and the boyfriend. Guarantee it.
I, I wonder how it
Um,
tasted. Like, how did it taste?
I do have an update. 12 hours later,
They're all sick.
They got last
after
year's
The whole
spending
COVID.
family passed away. Like,
Hey, freezing quick.
yeah, it does.
after spending my whole morning reading and answering your comments, I decided to pass by my mother's house and have an in-person talk with her. I read her some of the comments on the original post, and she thinks the internet is a strange place.
True.
If you thought,
Yeah,
and this isn't
You
just the
got a
regular
point.
internet, this is Reddit.
yeah,
This is the
yeah.
Yeah, this
strangest
is
place there
dark.
is. We agreed I can always come and tell her what I think truthfully. She has not talked to anyone else in the family about the yam debacle. We decided to call my brother and ask if we can go to his house and have a talk with him and my sister in law. He said to brace ourselves and come with an open mind.
Oh no.
Oh,
When
Yikes.
we got there, my sister in law started crying uncontrollably, and my brother took us to the kitchen, which was a mess. Long story short, they were indeed leftovers, just not a year old.
Front door.
I
But,
guess sometime before her passing, sister-in-law and her mom had made several family recipes as a bonding experience. The casserole was one of the staple recipes, and my sister-in-law had frozen several containers of it. On Thanksgiving week, she thawed some of it out and tried to replicate the taste without luck. I guess the pressure of making it for us got the best of her, and she got more and more frustrated as the date approached. On Thursday, she finally gave up and just decided to reheat the one she had frozen. As to why my sister in law noticed that I didn't eat her dish, apparently in prior years I had complimented the casseroles as this is the best one I've ever tried. So this year she was expecting some comment and she was sad when I didn't even try it. Damn. I apologized and told her I was really sorry that I hurt her feelings. She apologized for singling me out. We told her to rest, and in the meantime, me, my mother, and brother, we cleaned the kitchen, tidied the house, and mom made her a soup. Jaco, if you know, you know. My mom decided to stay, but I left a bit after everything was done and everyone was calm. As a goodwill gesture, I'm getting my sister in law a mini spa day that I think she will enjoy and help her feel better. So that's pretty much it. No big fight, no big dramatic scene. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you for all your opinions. I will be more thoughtful of people's feelings, but I still will not eat something I don't want just to please someone else. No reports that anyone got sick, by the way. Lastly, does my mother think frozen food can get moldy? She claims she said in the heat of the moment and because I was annoying her. She knows cooking is not my forte, so she thought that I had no good comeback to that. I opened her freezer and there's only meat and ice cream, so who knows at this point. So that's crazy. That's actually really sad. So she was like, had made all these dishes with her mom that she would have eaten still at a later time. So that's sad. It was like, one, maybe you froze these because you were willing to take that risk, and then like, if you feeling sad you miss your mom, you could reheat one of these, eat your mom's cooking one more time. And now that that's gone, all because she crumbled from the pressure of trying to recreate this dish, and then also didn't get the compliment from the sister-in-law. That's really sad,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
The
I
one
think
thing
it
I
was
will say,
very sweet of her to do everything that she did. That was very sweet.
go ahead. Absolutely. I also think too, like in direct contrast to story number one, we have like what no communication and just blowing up looks like. In story number two, we've got really good communication, really good like actually caring about each other's feelings
Yep.
and trying to mend the bridge and not letting shit blow up even further. They went over and hashed that shit out like adults, and then sister-in-law was in a tough spot, and so they looked out, helped her clean the house up, got her a spa day. That's actually a really like heartwarming story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
I'll tell you
like
what, I'm never eating that food.
it.
Yeah, you said yeah.
Boy.
She is off the cooking list
I
forever.
think I think
I'll clean her house. I'm never eating that shit. Ew.
I think one thing that would have been a little sweet, but depending on how the lady would like accept it, is if like maybe the mom and the sister-in-law, the other sister-in-law, would like work together and like try to recreate the dish because it sounds like the other mom knows more about cooking. Like maybe she could help her out and actually recreate the dish. You know, I know it's
Mhm.
not her actual
That's
mom,
true.
but something nice to help out.
Yeah,
Do you
that'd be
guys
cute.
have any of you guys ever been like big Modern Family watchers?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, for sure.
Josh, you ever see the episode where Gloria's trying to recreate her mom's like salsa from her childhood?
Yes, dude.
If you guys haven't seen that episode, you should go watch it. It's pretty funny.
I mean, it gives it sentimental value, right? That was actually made with her, those two together. But you have to tell people, like, hey, just so you know, this is like from mom, like when she was alive. So maybe people like, oh, try it, whatever, but don't have like high expectations for it. So when it comes back to be like, hey, this is like dry as shit. You're not like, personally hurt. There's an understanding of yes, this is from mom half a year ago.
Yeah, but how many people would have tried it at that point?
Probably not.
That's
Probably
true.
not many.
And then she would have wasted all that food for nothing.
I
I'm
think,
not saying I'm not saying that not telling them was right either. I'm just saying like
yeah,
this slowly spiraled out of control.
If you're gonna
yeah.
crack open a dish from a while ago made from mom, Thanksgiving's probably the place to do it though.
Man, if I come to one of you guys' fucking houses, you feed me some shit from a year ago, we're fighting.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you
I
though.
think,
Hey, just so you know,
I think they
this
could have
coleslaw. That's listen. Grandma Sandy made it. It's been a while.
like for
She can barely
years.
read.
No, I
Yes,
think
person.
that she noticed, like, if when she noticed that it was kind of dry, the person who made the dish or brought the dish, they should have like put some sauce on or something to spice it up. I don't know,
Melt
make
some
it a little
like
bit better.
I
marshmallows.
would
Yeah, sauce it up a
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
make it look a bit
Definitely,
different. I don't know.
I would
I
never
def-
try it.
I definitely wouldn't eat that shit. I get really weird about like leftovers and like food being potentially like bad. I have
Yeah,
fucking Lex try anything I'm fucking concerned about, like I'm a king with my poison tester.
that's crazy.
Oh my, hey,
Have the
come
little
here,
white girl do it.
smell this. Hey, smell this for me. Is this good?
She just
these
passes out. You're
Oreos,
like,
these
all
Oreos
right.
don't have that same crunch. Can you try this?
That's awful.
So fucked up.
Damn. No, I like the end of that story though. It was really nice and sweet.
It
It
was.
was.
I should have saved that shit for the end
That's all right.
because I'm about to take us much darker.
Oh,
Oh,
great. Here we
great.
go.
Buckle.
Emotional roller coaster. Let's go.
My wife admitted to poking holes in my condoms.
Oh.
All right, this is a little bit of a long one. Let
It's-
me get through this.
Oh God, here we go. What the?
That's a
Oh,
good start already.
we could already have a conversation off that.
Yeah.
Dang.
What?
I have no one to talk. Yeah, you know what's crazy too is like, so I did read. I kind of skimmed through this when I like selected it. It's pretty fucked up, and this is some shit to actually like have a fucking problem about, as opposed to the guy in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it already.
I have no one to talk to about this. I just want to type it out, make more sense of it. Me and my wife Paige are both 35. We met back when we were in college and have been married for 6 years. Even when we were just friends, I was always vocal about my indifference on children. I wanted to focus on my career and figure myself out before I even thought about bringing a human into this world. Paige was aware of this when we started dating, but was slowly starting to get me to ease to the idea of kids. I knew our values were different, and it's my fault for continuing things, but I loved her so much. She is my best friend, and she helped me out of the worst period of my life. About 2 years into our marriage, Paige became pregnant from what I believed to be a freak accident. Obviously, I didn't leave or get mad at her, just wanted to preface that. I took care and supported her throughout the entire pregnancy. Paige gave birth to my twin baby girls. They are my world, plain and simple. I feel sad and alone even after just a little work trip without them. Paige became a stay at home mother, something I was completely fine with. Recently, Paige became pregnant again, intentionally this time, and she was starting to become distant and I had a look of shame when I tried to talk or be intimate with her. I have been trying to be the best husband possible, but she always insists she's fine and tries to distract me by talking about her girls. I came home from work to find Paige slouched over, crying on her bed. Our daughters were spending the night with my sister, so we were alone. When I came over to comfort her, she was sobbing about how sorry she was. After I consoled her enough to speak, she explained that she had poked holes in my condoms when we had sex when she had our first baby girls. She didn't try to justify herself, just went on about how she was a piece of shit, didn't deserve me, the girls, or the baby. She was practically hyperventilating. I consoled for the sake of the baby, but I was and still am angry. I've been sleeping in the guest room. I know that this is technically sexual assault, but I hate the idea of only seeing my daughters and baby half the time. Paige hasn't left her room since. I have to make her dinner after work. She looks so broken, saying that she'll move out if that's what I want. She's pregnant, so obviously I don't, but I'm still incredibly mad and sad. I still love her. I've known her for 1.5 decades. She's been nothing but loving and supportive, and until now, very transparent with me. I just wanted to type this out, make sure my feelings, which I know are justified, are justified. My little girls have been the only reason I'm not breaking down and sobbing. I know I'm weak for thinking about forgetting about this. I'm still thinking about divorcing my wife after the baby's born, but I would still want her to live with me. I know, pathetic. I'm taking the next few days off of work. Additional information from OP. I'm going to bed. This entire situation is draining. I realize that I need to talk to my wife about this immediately and can't leave things in the air. I will also look into getting therapy immediately. Thanks again for your advice.
Jeez.
That
Holy
was
shit.
he sounds like a very good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No insecurities. That sounds like he can fix the issue.
Yeah. He sounds
Well,
collected.
I
Or
don't
try
know,
to.
bro. Like, that's a humongous breach of trust.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, he didn't want kids, and now that he has them, he's happy. But she's still like against his wishes. He thought that he was having protected sex, and she popped a hole in those condoms to get pregnant on purpose.
Yeah.
I could see that being so hard to ever trust again.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she told him, still, it's been years.
Well, your whole family is founded on
Because what
sexual harassment.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was 2 years in. Yep. That was 2 years in, and then they have another kid. What, say 4 years in? Or she's pregnant
So
4 years later? Because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
got married. They had their first kid, the twins, at 2 years into their relationship, and the
um,
other one would.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's. I don't think it says. I just know. Oh wait, yeah. Um,
context.
they've been married for 6 years. 2 years into the marriage, they got pregnant. So yeah, you're right. 4 years. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they do this for
and
every
so
kid?
they're having another kid now. No,
Do
no,
what for every kid?
the last kid was just a normal
Okay.
pregnancy.
Right. This time was
Yeah.
intentional.
Okay.
Damn.
The twins were not intentional.
And obviously, he liked
Well,
being a parent so much he had another kid, but that doesn't still change the initial.
Right.
Right.
One thing I do want to mention too about why this is even more fucked up situation for him. It'd be so because in any other situation like this, like y'all gonna have to talk about this. You're gonna have to go to therapy. Y'all gonna have to do whatever or split up, whatever. But she's pregnant right now with his kid again, and not just an issue of like them divorcing while she's pregnant. You don't even want her to go into a bad headspace over this because the baby will fucking feel her emotions. Her being fucked up about this can be bad for your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good guy though. That's a good guy. Like you're even like he said he wants to type it out. Like he just wants to type this out just to like almost clear his head.
Right.
Like
To process it.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like he just has to type it out just to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a fucking massive shit to get hit with.
And then he
She
says,
should maybe I'm a horrible person for saying this. She should have taken that shit to her grave.
Probably couldn't live with it anymore. That's why she was locked in the bedroom for so long.
After shit, I mean,
Yeah.
if you wanted motherfucking absolution from that, go see a priest.
Right. Not Reddit.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about her. I'm talking about her. Like,
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know what she hoped to gain from that, from telling him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
some
don't know.
people,
I
it
think
just eats away at them for so long that,
it's been eating at her for 4 years.
yeah, they just can't
Yeah.
live with themselves. And so you
I
either have
I guess
to,
that's true.
like, come clean or, I
What
don't
you
know.
said?
I would have
I've
had
never
to
been.
say something. I would not have been able to keep that in.
Yeah.
Knowing that like my twins weren't even technically supposed to be here, and this guy has no idea. Like I couldn't do that. I would have to say
You
something.
pretty much forced like the dude to have kids with
Yeah,
No,
that's
but that's I guess, and maybe and once again, maybe this is a shitty thought on my part.
you. Mm.
I feel like after she did something so fucking egregious as that, she owes it to him to just shut the fuck up forever. Like, just do not ever tell him that.
Oh.
You carry that cross with you till you die.
Yeah, for sure. You can't
Not
tell
out of
anybody else that.
not out of like not out of like thinking that I think that she should keep the secret, for keeping the secret's sake. I think for his sake, at this point, you carry that cross with you till you die. That's your burden. You fucked up. That's your burden. You deal with that shit.
How many months is she being pregnant for the last time? Does it say?
Either way,
It didn't say.
you got to think about the two girls at that point, like the two twins. Like,
Yeah.
it's bigger. It's a bigger picture. Like, it's not about her at that point. You got to think the twins.
She might have just been wanting to keep it a secret, but she might have like told a friend or a family member and finally got it off her chest. And the friend or family member was like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell the family members, so you got to say something now before I will." And that's why she's breaking up about it.
That was eating her soul. Her soul.
I think it was eating her up.
You think so?
That was.
I think it was eating her up. Yep, I agree. But where my point is, she didn't tell him to come clean to him. She told him to make herself feel better, and that's where I'm saying that was eating her up. At that point, like I said, that's your cross to bear for forever. You take that shit. That's your burden.
I mean, it's one thing to go to school and be called adopted. There's another thing to go to school and be like, "Hey, man, your dad got holes poked in his condom. You shouldn't even be alive."
Damn,
that's tough.
That's
crazy.
That school ground's gonna be terrible.
I would imagine that this is something that nobody here can relate to, but if you try to put yourself in that situation, do you think that that's something that you guys could come back from, or do you think that that's like divorce?
I'd be just like this dude.
Yeah. Like that's a deal breaker for you.
Like, no, the guy seems like he's okay with it. He's on the fence. I'd be like, eh.
Yeah, it sounds like he's still just trying to think through his and like process everything. It doesn't sound like he's like leaving right away, like and all this. I think he just wants to process it more. Maybe they can work through it. Who knows? But it's going to take.
That seems like it seems like one of those things that you think that you can work through, and then like 3 years later, you're still like, I can't trust her.
Yeah,
like you could never trust her. If you have a difference of like opinions on something, like you could never trust that she's not going to do what it takes to make that happen. And in the situation that a freak accident ever did happen for any circumstance involving anything, you're automatically going to think she did this.
Yeah,
definitely going to have to go to therapy for this, for sure. Try to get
over
it.
They said they're 100%, therapy, didn't they?
I think that regardless if it's couples therapy or not, he's going to need therapy to heal from a violation like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just be a man. Don't wear a condom.
Be a man.
Raw dog, pull out.
Shot.
Pull out.
Damn. It's a tough one.
I feel so bad for him because he really does. He sounds very emotionally mature and like he just needs a moment. Like,
and it sucks that he feels like because he said he has nobody to go to, so he went to Reddit, and that feels horrible knowing that. Like, I guarantee he has people to go to, but he doesn't want to go to them because he's going to feel embarrassed, and he's also protecting. Like, I think he's also protecting her too from his family or whatever.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Once you tell anyone that, whoever you tell is going to look at her like she's scum.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think he's going about it not completely in the right way because you don't really want to go to Reddit. Like Reddit's not the best spot, or like really anywhere on the internet. But like, regardless, I think him going and asking people for help is good. Besides his family or her family, because it could really like damage her herself. And I mean, she might deserve it maybe, but she's also carrying a kid, like you guys said. That's not good for the baby, and it's just not good for anything. It's going to create more drama.
Yeah, like the person.
We're all like, yeah, don't tell anybody. You know, it's gonna hurt her image. Tells Reddit. Thousands of people commenting on this thread.
Sure, we don't know who it is.
That's true.
There's certain words he says. It's like he kind of wants to stay with her.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's been happily married and he's got a family, and he's been so happily married with the family. They intentionally are having a third kid.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard in any situation to like be with somebody or just have a life for 6+ years and then just drop it all for one thing. It's hard no matter what the situation is, really. So You got to put yourself in his shoes as well.
What's also tough too is like, I mean, there's different levels of this, and I'm not maybe the most educated in a way to discuss this, but he did point out that the fact that he knows that it is technically sexual assault, like they were having sex, and she did something non-consensual to him,
Mhm.
and now he's married and has a family with someone that sexually assaulted him.
Yeah,
See, that's a whole nother thing that he's gonna have to unpack in therapy.
there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah,
Not the
It-
asshole.
it- oh,
Definitely
absolutely
not.
Definitely
not.
No.
No.
If anything, I feel really bad for this dude for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody would want to be in this situation, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, let me see what's in here if there's any.
I do want to say I think that's like how old do they say they were? They met in college, so they're like what, 30 something? 35, right? So it said.
So around there, yeah.
Something like that. And he said that he's known her for over like a decade and a half because
Yeah,
they were friends
I-
before they got together.
Yeah,
Twins were from 4 years ago, so that
I
would be what,
just-
26?
I just think this is such like a childish thing to do to begin with.
On her
Like,
part?
on her part. I
Right.
think it's so childish. Like you hear about kids doing this kind of shit, like because they're young and stupid and it's just dumb. But like you're a grown ass adult doing this is wild. Like why are you thinking about poking holes in your like husband's condoms to have a kid?
I'm coming to your guys' side more. Yeah,
Crazy.
that's kind of weird.
Well,
That's weird.
The other
That's weird.
thing too, I don't even necessarily think this is a double standard because people, um, everyone is acknowledging that this is clearly very wrong. If roles were reversed, everyone would be calling for this nigga to go to prison.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean, and rightfully so. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that. It's unrightfully so. Although it is tricky because once again, she's pregnant with his child currently. The way that you'd handle this could be so much different if she wasn't actively pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just had your twins.
One of the top comments: "Stop making her dinner. She's an adult and can get her own food. She tricked you and lied to you. Regardless of your children, I don't know how you could ever trust her again. Children are always a 2-yes decision, and she took it away from you. I wonder what other lies she has told you over the years. You need to seek counseling. Staying in a marriage for the kids ends up hurting the kids. So you need to figure out if you can stay married to someone who will always put themselves before you." OP said, "Sorry, when I say making dinner, I actually mean picking up delivery, so that's pizza most of the time. She's still carrying my baby. I want her to be healthy and fed."
That sounds
That's
like
dumb.
a comment from a person who's not married. Like, has
I just-
no play in the game.
Okay, he still has 2 kids to feed, so he's probably feeding those kids too, but making
Right.
like get over it. He's just making dinner.
Someone said, OP should learn how to accept being a father already. He said, "I accepted being a father 4 years ago. It's not like I resent my children and don't like being a father. No matter how my children were conceived,
not
they're
the
still the
fucking
best things to happen to me. Not saying that my wife poking holes in my condoms is a good thing, however."
It's like I missed the whole story.
Yeah,
the
he
whole
only read like
purpose.
the first sentence.
He missed the whole purpose.
They said just man up. Just man up.
These commenters suck.
Yeah.
They're all
So-
dudes.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. They're all just like dudes that just don't understand this situation.
Oh, yeah.
What
They're
are
all
you doing,
single.
bro?
Yeah.
Just lock in.
You're lucky. No, bro. I'm sure they're jerking off every night. You're lucky you have them.
You're
That's a jerk off
focused
into
on
a
the
sock.
solo game.
Hey, ball up
The Reddit
top.
All up top.
On Reddit,
Ball up top.
they comment on Reddit. They've never had a girlfriend.
That's
No,
probably
no.
fair, actually.
Some high
They don't-
schooler.
they just
Um,
talk.
Right.
So the original post was from December 5th of this year. There is an update from December 8th, so 3 days later. This is a given, but thank you for taking the time to read and respond to the ramblings of my current situation. From giving me advice to telling me to suck it up, thank you. I'm 100% going to couples therapy with Paige and for myself. She's doing better, not as stressed out as she was before. That's the other thing too, is like, I know we talked about this already, but like her state of that too, like if he was too big of an asshole and like stress her out, like she could like miscarry that baby.
Yeah.
She's doing better, not as stressed out as she was before. No, I'm not throwing Paige out of the house while she was 5 months pregnant. She's still being a recluse in her room, making me have to do her usual responsibilities. I was able to have a nice outing with the little girls. We saw Moana too. I guess I'm just here to say that I'm doing fine and we'll be getting professionals to help us through this. The simple matter of fact is that Paige betrayed me, but I still love her so much. Some people were telling me to DNA test my children, but there's been no signs of any affair. I don't think I could even handle that kind of news if it were true. Even if we do end up getting divorced, I will never tell our family about what Paige did. She's still the mother of my children, and I don't want my family to think less of her. Same goes for my daughters. I don't want them to think that they are the product of something like that, and I especially don't want them to think that I resent them. That's all, I guess. That is so tough to like
Weird. It
not wanting
sounds
to make
so
it
strong.
not wanting to make a big deal about this because you don't want your daughters to ever think that you resent them for being alive.
This guy sounds like a really strong guy though, like emotionally.
Yeah, but then the end, he ends with "I guess." Like, that's where it's like, is he strong? He's giving
But
up
he
a
just
little
no,
bit.
he just said that no, he just said that's all I guess, like for the update. Like that's where I'm
Yeah.
at. This
Yeah, but
also
still,
was this was
like,
also only a
always-
few days ago too.
Yeah.
So how
This-
long has she been
so I think that-
reclused in the room?
So the original post was December 5th. This is December 8th, so it's been 3 days later. This is also 8 days ago from today.
My thing is like, you tell me something that was your fault, and now I'm taking care of the kids on my own, and taking care of you as well, and you refuse
Brother,
to do anything
Brother,
else.
she's pregnant. She's pregnant and probably also mentally fucked right now.
I get it, but like,
Brain's completely scrambled at the moment.
right?
What
Maybe
what are you gonna do?
go
As the
have
man, what you
help
gonna
with.
do about it, though, Josh?
I mean, I honestly, if I'm taking care of like twins, right? I'm taking care of the house. I'm still working. I gotta pick up the kids and everything. I'm not gonna kick her out. But I'm like, hey, while you're going through this, like I have all this other stuff to do. Can you like stay with your mom, help her like kind of take care of you, talk you through all this, so that way there's less of a burden on me through this whole situation.
And then, but then he's got to explain to the people why she's not there.
He doesn't have to. He is choosing to put this on
Well,
Reddit.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, why else is your fucking pregnant wife, 5-month pregnant wife, going to stay with her mom?
So she can help take care of her right now, get her through this headspace, right? So we
I
have
think
some time
it's a
apart to
miracle.
think
It's
about
a
all
miracle
Or-
she had 3
or
kids with you.
friend.
Like, come on, it's a miracle. Just
And
you
it's
gotta
a
just get over it. You gotta get over it.
I'm not saying that you are wrong for that, Josh. I guess I am saying that I think that he's still uncertain as what direction he wants to go in, and that is definitely starting the direction of something. What you're suggesting.
I don't know if that's starting like a direction. That's giving yourself space to think, I think. You know?
I kind of agree with Josh.
Why isn't mommy home? Like, you know what I mean?
Mommy's staying with the
Yeah,
grandma.
but why is mommy in her bedroom 24/7?
She doesn't
I
feel
can't see
she doesn't
mom.
feel well. It's been 3 days.
That's 4 years ago. Why are we like to give up on it? Come on.
That's not been 4 years ago.
Do you love her? Do you love? Yes, it was because they had
Are you talking
this
about
thing
poking
2
the hole?
years
Yeah.
into
Poking
like
the
cutting
hole.
it was 4 years ago. Like, come on, give up on that. Like, get over it.
You think you should just move on?
She
Yeah,
just
I'm not-
opened up about it. People have their own ways of going about emotions, and I hate when people say they just get over it for certain situations because you don't.
well, I know, like,
not in her
yes, I know,
space.
like,
You're not in her
if I
space.
go through that, I know I'll be like, what the fuck? But like,
Yeah,
I'd
and
hope
I get
someone.
it.
I know Spencer would be in my ear, like, and I'd hope you'd be like, get over it. Like, don't leave her. I'd hope I'd have a friend. Like, obviously, he doesn't have a friend that would tell him that.
Yeah, but
I don't.
That's like,
I
come on.
don't think that Jake is wrong. I don't think that Jake's way is the
Sure.
only way, but I don't think that that's an
yeah,
invalid way to handle it.
people just have their own
He
ways of
have
coping.
his emotions. He should definitely, cope. He should have his own way to cope, and he
You
should.
gotta-
But
you gotta do that.
eventually,
It's healthy that way.
eventually, come on. Eventually, he's got to get over it.
Definitely
I don't
because it
see
was
any
his
way-
wife too,
It's-
and not like
it's
his
been
girlfriend. If it was his
3 days.
girlfriend, I could, I get it. If it's his wife,
Yeah.
And they're about to have
You're already
3 kids
locked in.
together, so.
You have
Yeah,
a whole
twins,
life.
too. They had
You can't-
twins too. It's like, holy cow.
hmm
You can't just get over something for your whole life that's been your whole life for 6 years within 3 or 4 days. That's not how that works.
Right.
That's my point. That's not
I
going to
do
be
think-
over it yet.
I do think that going to therapy for a while and seeing how you feel after that is probably the best decision.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
They need to go to couples therapy and then therapy each individually as well.
I agree. At the same time, I wonder how That's concerning too. Trying to make her go to therapy right now as well too. You start getting into shit for real, and like, how does that affect her mental? How does that affect the baby?
Yeah.
Her having the baby is low key like having a fucking dead man switch with a bomb.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind
I'll
of
blow
like,
all this up.
you're kind of at the like, you're
Crazy.
kind of at the mercy of like, no matter how I feel, this making sure that she's in a good space at least for 4 more months is like top priority. And then even after the 4 more months, let's say you get a divorce right after she has the kid. No, she's still probably going through like postpartum and a divorce while she's got your baby 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, my man's just kind of trapped.
Correct.
No,
So
you
which-
can tell from how
so
he's
then-
typing. He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave her. You can tell
Yeah,
from how he's
no.
typing. He wants to be with
Which,
her.
which to be fair, is also valid. I understand that, like, he was sexually, like, assaulted and stuff. Well, not assaulted, but, like,
No,
whatever
it
you wanna
is.
say. Well, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. You got to think of, like, how he feels and how he likes, like, loves his wife and stuff like that. Like,
Well,
I
let me
think
ask you
they could
guys.
have-
Sorry.
I think they could eventually work past it. They just got to have some time, like we've been saying. It's gonna take a minute. Are you gonna ask us how we like what we would feel, like how?
No,
we,
I was going to
gonna-
ask you. I was going to ask you. I want to hear each of you guys' opinion on this. What would you? And obviously, this is hard to put yourself in these shoes. What would you rather go through, this situation, or finding out that you got cheated on?
Oh, this
Uh,
situation
but-
for sure.
Are you talking about
That
like
situation.
for
You-
kid wise? Like if like
I'm saying like him
That's-
instead of
just
You're
instead of
asking it's a trust issue versus an actual like major like trust issue. Like
Well, I
A
guess-
marriage
well-
issue, right?
I don't know.
Well, no, wait,
Like,
hold
no.
on. Let me get everyone's opinions first, and then I'll tell you why I'm asking.
Okay.
So, okay, Josh, you said you'd rather go through this.
I would rather go through this because like it's one thing to be like, man, we got to work on our boundaries, whatever. It's another thing to be like, listen, you cheated on me. I'm like thinking about our vows, right? I'm thinking about our marriage as a whole at this point.
Jake,
I'm the same way. Because it's
Dustin?
like you have two
sorry.
miracles out of I think you have two miracles out of that. Someone cheats on you. What if those two babies aren't from you?
yeah,
That's-
Dustin,
yeah, I'm thinking the same way for sure.
Big Brona.
I mean, yeah, I've been cheated on. Doesn't feel great. So
No.
So the reason that I'm asking is because for all of us talking about the potential of like, should he leave, should he not leave, and Jake saying like, you can tell he clearly still wants to be with her.
Yeah.
Some people in marriages will still get over being cheated on and heal from that and keep moving forward. And if we're all saying that we think that that would be a worse situation than this one, then potentially they could still get past this.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I've been saying.
absolutely.
They definitely can.
they could definitely get past this. It's gonna take quite some time, like a lot, and effort and work. And you actually have to like do what your counselor and your therapist is telling you to do and to work on. But I don't know. I do think it could happen. Like,
Yeah, I think
Sounds
the
like he needs more help than her.
moral of the story is check your condoms before you put them on.
Don't put them on like a thumbtack up on a board,
And-
right?
Yeah, check those bitches.
Use my wicked comment, or just don't wear one.
Or just don't wear one. Pull the game
Wow.
strong, boy.
Hello.
I remember when Josh, when you, me, and Chris lived together at Kendall. One day, soon after I had gotten Orion, Chris woke up in the middle of the night and he was like, "What the fuck is that noise?" And Orion, which for those who don't know is my cat, was in Chris's room on his counter playing with his fucking condoms with his claws out, just popping holes in those bitches.
Yeah.
It was
Just
People-
riddled.
That's some
Orion
dark
wanted,
shit.
wanted a nephew.
And I
Just
always think
Garfield
about the
shit.
trajectory of Chris's life if he hadn't woken up to that noise.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. That's the last update we have right now. Does anyone have anything to add to this?
Has Chris and Ryan seeked therapy to go over that scenario? Yeah, I bet he is.
I think the over/under on them staying together is going to be like a -100.
I love that we're betting.
That's
I
terrible.
think FanDuel would bet that way.
-100.
Yeah,
I take
think
those
they would-
odds.
I
I
think
take those
I
odds.
think they're going to get back together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's all the time that we've got today. Thank you, everyone who watched this. This was our introductory episode, so if you tune in, you'll see more from us. Once again, I am the host, Double Dose, joined by Shuba, Play Yourself, Squiddy Daddy, and Big Brona.
Big bro.
If you liked us, please leave a like, subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us what you think, and tune in next to see what we come up with. What we come up with next for you guys. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.